Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a Neuvillette listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette felt like his mind was stuck in one place and he could not get it to move to another. He couldn't stop thinking of you. It's like no matter what he's doing, no matter what he's trying to think of or do, his mind wanders and wanders and stops at the same spot every 10 minutes. You, your eyes, your smile, anything about you really. You're always on his mind in some capacity, and he doesn't really know what to do about it. The way that you mean the world to him, and the way that he only wants more of you, more of your time, of your touch and love, and more of everything that you have to give him. He wasn't always this greedy, but you changed him entirely, making him someone he never thought he could be. He was never like this. He never paid much attention to love and romance and what lovers did or wouldn't do, all until you came along. And for some reason, it felt like you flipped his world upside down, like you had just changed his life in ways that he would never be able to alter or go back from. You had done so many things that he's still trying to comprehend, still trying to process. And all you had to do was exist and smile at most. You were a very devious person, doing all of this to his heart, and he was quite weak to your spells. It feels like you're a witch, really. That's the only way you can explain it. And that's the only way that he can explain the idea of wanting you to be with him and being so clingy to an embarrassing degree. He's looking at you as you're doing some things in the house. You wanted to clean your room again. For some reason, no matter how much you cleaned it, you felt frustrated with how it looked like. And so, you were trying to organize things. And since you didn't seem to be interested in his help, saying that you wanted to do it by yourself, just to know where you would put everything and remember it, he decided to sit down and let you do as you please. But seeing you, it made him want you more, for some reason, like he was aching just to wrap his hands and arms around you and hold you. So, he tries. He gives it a shot. My darling Wayan, could you please take a little break? He asks, and you look at him, tilting your head. Why so? Do you need something, Neuvillette? He nods, closing the book that he was holding and putting it away. I need you, Wayan, for something rather important, he says. And that gets you pretty intrigued, all right? You nod, dropping whatever you were doing in the room, and deciding that you could take a little break for Neuvillette's sake. And you go over to him, standing as he's sitting and looking up at you. And he's wordless for a little bit, not saying anything in response. And you're about to have, deciding that you needed to get things done. And just as you're about to open your mouth, his arm wrapped around your waist and pulled you down onto his lap. And that's when your eyes went wide, and you looked at him, a little bit startled. Neuvillette? What are you doing? What's going on? You tilt your head. You feel very confused by the way that he's acting. He wasn't usually so bold and rather forceful. Not in a way you didn't like, but it was still rather unusual of him. And you were very, very confused by the recent change in his behavior. And as you look at him, he cups your face in his hands and looks you in the eyes. You could say I simply wanted to be near you. I've missed you greatly, Wayan. I know that you haven't really gone anywhere, and I cannot explain the feelings that I am going through right now. But they are true, and they are real. I need you. So, if you would be so kind, please, let me be with you for a couple of minutes before you can continue on with what you're doing, he says. And the way he's just asking you so politely, after literally pulling you into his lap, it's just the cutest thing ever. And you can't help the soft giggle that leaves your lips as you wrap your arms around him, nodding as he kisses your hair, his hands running through the strands. And you let out a soft sigh, feeling rather comforted. Alright, Neuvillette. Alright, whatever you say. You tell him, and you watch the smile that blooms onto his face. The way he looks a little bit relieved as he brings you in, his other arm wrapping around you, pressing you against his chest. And he lets out a sigh, feeling relaxed and happy, closing his eyes as his mind drifts away. His thoughts no longer busy with wanting you to be with him, because there you are, sitting on his lap, and you're not going away anytime soon. Even if you wanted to, he wouldn't let you. He only has to say please. He knows the power that he has over you, and he knows the way that your heart is weak for his words. And he intends to abuse that power and use it to its full extent, if it's meant to keep you there in his arms for just a couple minutes more, or maybe an entire hour while all the two of you are at it. Regardless of how much you stay, he just wants to be able to enjoy it and let himself rest, knowing that you'll be there in his arms, and that no matter what goes on in the world, he will have you, and you'll always have someone like you to love.